Hey everybody, it's Johnny Corbin. Let's learn a new song. First off, these were not intended for general consumption. I record these as practice sessions, idea sessions, and I store them on my YouTube site, basically so I can go back and remember how to play them. And I also record songs for people that are sick, that are in need, that just need to pick me up. I call it Meals on Wheels with music. And I store a lot of those songs up there, and they're done the same way. They're not polished. Most of them are turn on the camera and play. So if you're looking for perfection, it's not going to be there. I'm an improviser. I'm not a good cover tune player, and I play songs the way that I like to play them, and they're not the same every time I play them. A lot of times they're drastically different. Different tempos, different feels, different chords, and again, that goes back to improvising. So one of the comments I had on Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone, and I thank you for this comment, was, hey, why don't you play the song at the top of the video so we know what we're doing? And it was a good input. I produce these again for my friends in China, where I sell Corbin guitars, and this is really just to support our dealers and distributors over there. Is they like to learn Western songs in different styles, so I try to bring them this through this medium. Although they can't access YouTube, I send them over on a file transfer protocol, FTP site. But anyway, this song is called Summertime. We did Wildwood Flower. We did Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. And the Summertime tune I'm going to do as a chord melody, and some people would call this jazz. And let's talk about that a moment. What is called jazz standards didn't start out as jazz standards. They started out, for the most part, in the 20s, 30s, 40s as popular songs that were commonly played and sung on the radio, in the concert halls, bars and saloons, and eventually the phonograph. And they became very popular songs as pop music. And jazz players started adapting them or adopting them and making the melodies and the chord structures more complex and the rhythms more complex. And they became jazz standards over the years. But they didn't start life out as a jazz standard. So just a little history there. So Summertime, I'll play through it. If I screw up, I'm going to leave it because I'm just recording these on the phone. So here we go. So, as I said in some of the earlier videos, you have to know the melody of the song. You have to be able to whistle it, sing it, hum it, sing it in your head. Because if you record yourself, you always think it sounds good because you're hearing all the other parts in your mind while you're playing. And then you play the video back and you go, wow, where did those melody notes go? I don't like that chord change or that chord inversion. So it's a good thing if you're playing guitar and you're practicing, do exactly what I'm doing here. Record yourself, play it back, then sit back and critique yourself. Do I hear the melody? It's also very hard to proofread something you've written yourself, the same as it is with listening to something and critiquing yourself. So it's also nice to have someone else listen to the tune, and if they say, what song is that? You're obviously missing something. If it's a popular song, you're missing something because they don't know what song it is. They have to ask you what it is. So I took a lesson from some videos I watched of Jimmy Bruno, as well as Herb Ellis and some of the other premium jazz players. And they all said the same thing. You got to know the tune. You got to be able to sing and hum the tune. So here's Summertime broken down, a very basic melody, mostly out of A minor. You can see I'm kind of in that pentatonic. Here's the basic melody. So then what I try to do is I try to find where the chords and the melody notes intersect, and I can pull as much of the melody out of my chords where I've placed them as I can. So there's a couple of things you have to know. One is, your basic chords. This song is really just an A minor, an E seventh. There's a D minor in there. There's an F, actually an F seventh, and a C chord. And that's pretty much the tune. You can throw a D seventh in here, but A minor, E7, D minor, F, and C pretty much covers the song. So then I think about, okay, where do I have these chords? A minor, E7, A minor, 7th, E 7th, or A minor 7th in this format. And I like the Jimi Hendrix E7 raise 9. It adds nice tension to the song. So then I find the melody and I find where do I want to lay the chord. A minor 7. D minor major 7, F7, and I need that E flat note in there because that's the note that helps that D minor descend down. Little bend, and up to E7. Now I'm using the E7 that is derived from the C chord, and then add the B flat, the little finger on the 3rd string, and I just move that up to the 5th fret. And when I move it up to the 5th fret, because it's an E chord, I can play these strings, or I can add the 5th of the chord like that, or I can do a little bit of both at the same time, the tonic and the 5th. And I can play the E7 down here and accent it. But when I play this E7, if I move this anywhere else, it becomes an inside chord, just a little sidebar there, because these outside notes, the open E strings, don't fit with that. Now I can add the bass, change the bass note, and move this everywhere. I just put the fifth of the chord. If it's an E chord, E, F, G, A, B, the fifth of the chord in the bass note. Okay? I can also do things like this, alternate the bass from the root, the E note, to the fifth. Very common sound. Okay, so a little sidetrack there, a little sidetracking there. So here it is again from the beginning. Here's your melody. Your A minor 7 chord. Taking the A minor 7, and instead of just playing E7, I'm using what I call the Born to Be Wild or Jimi Hendrix chord. Slow. I believe it's an E7 raised 9. And because I've changed the structure of my fingers, I can now add bass notes to walk back down. I'm walking from the B flat down to the back to the A minor 7. So I have this 7 raised 9. Bass note, A minor 7, raise 9, minor 7, fish are jumping, D minor 7, in the cotton fields are high, and I like to slide up and pick up that octave high E. A minor, move it up a whole step, C, and then the B part of the song is a C chord. A minor, E7, this is kind of fun to vamp on. Vamp means just playing a couple of chords that the band can get into a groove, play some improv over the top of. Notice I'm adding some staccato notes to it. So if I pick this up, I also take this E7 chord. A lot of people would finger it like this, but I just move the first finger up. And in this case, I can bring the pinky down and pick up that B note, and I pick up part of the melody note. So, just take it apart one more time. I'm trying to keep the melody in the chords, and I'm trying to move the chords to make it a little more interesting. Some walking to bass, some slides, walk the bass down. There's summertime. Hope you enjoy it. Any questions, comments? Send them over. Happy to answer them. Thank you. Enjoy.